games left, whatever you have, however you feel, you almost got to psych yourself mentally to think, all right, give it all you got for 3 games. We're playing for a ring. So I do feel good. I think I'll be pretty fresh once Game 5 starts and kind of take it from there.
They tip that up at 8 Eastern. On to Major League Baseball. Tigers leading the Indians 1-0. Braves pulling away from the Mets. It's 4-1. Rockies continue to shut out the Marlins 3-0. And the White Sox have a 1-0 advantage on the Rays. Yankees and Orioles, Blue Jays and Red Sox, Phillies and Pirates all just underway and are scoreless. PGA Tour, the FedEx St. Jude Classic in Memphis, Tennessee. Greg Owen and Fabian Gomez tied atop the leaderboard at 9 under par. Women's World Cup taking a day off today from yesterday. Colombia, a 2-0 winner over France. Brazil and England also winners. South Korea and Costa Rica played to a 2-2 tie. I'm Pete Fox. This is NBC Sports Radio and the NBC Sports Radio app.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. The Sheriff's Homeless Outreach and Proactive Enforcement Team, otherwise known as HOPE, is launching a Positive Change, Not Spare Change community awareness campaign. The goal of HOPE is to educate the public. For instance, statistics show that 65% of panhandlers are not homeless, and when you give money to a panhandler, you may be contributing to a drug or alcohol addiction. Legitimate homeless service providers can channel your donation to real solutions for moving people beyond homelessness. If you or your business would like to support Hope's cause, signs, flyers, posters, and bumper stickers will be available in support of this effort. If you are interested in receiving any promotional materials, please contact Hope locally at 909-387-0623. 909-387-0623. You can also call toll-free at 844-811-4673. That's 844-811-HOPE. Or you can send your request to hope at sbcsd.org. And that's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
Are your student loans making life miserable? Optimum Student Solutions can now help consolidate your federal student loans. That's right, we can help lower your monthly payment on your federal student loans. In some cases, you can lower your monthly payments in half. It doesn't matter how much you owe, even if you are in default on your federal student loans. Just call us right now and find out if you qualify for these substantial savings. We'll help you remove your default status, lower your monthly payments, and stop wage garnishments. Let our experts eliminate the confusion and find the best payment solution for you. All you have to do is make the call. If you are a teacher, nurse, police officer, firefighter, or work for a nonprofit, new federal programs are available that may have a portion of your student loan forgiven. Stop worrying and start saving. Call now, 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159. Get free information. Call now, 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159.
Kcaa.
I'm sick and tired of hearing things from uptight, short-sighted, narrow-minded hypocritics. All I want is the truth.
Good morning and welcome to the Truth Only Show. It's Sunday at 11 o'clock and we're back with a new episode, a new message for you guys out there. As always, we want to remind you to join us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/truthonlyshow and email us truthonlyshow@gmail.com. Send us your questions, your comments, your complaints, anything. And now, here's the host of your show, David Rodriguez.
Good morning, and it's great to be back here with you on another episode here. Before we get started, I just want to thank my co-host and producer, Michael, and our great engineer doing a fantastic job, Mr. Joe Pagano. And I want to mention a little something. I want to thank, we had a great time yesterday for any of you family members that are listening. I just want to thank you for the good time, and I'm glad we all got together, and it was a great experience. And I know that we're going to see each other again. So I assume some of you are listening today, so I hope we're going to give you, we have a good message for you, so maybe we can take some of this stuff in and some of these things that we talk about and maybe use them in your life. And for all you listeners out there that are weekly listeners and everybody else, if we got any new listeners, I want to just let you know a little bit about what this show is about. This show is about you. And this show is about you. And we're trying to give you a better way, a better perspective of maybe looking at life a different way. Maybe something that will help you to move along and learn who you are and learn about the power that you have within you to change circumstances, change anything in your life. That's what we're here all about. Remember, this show is about you. So whatever it is that we talk about, pay close attention, because it's something, we might mention something that you may need to know, something that's specific to you and whatever it is that you're going through in your life right now. That is what we have for you today. My topic today, and we're going to talk about worry. You know, that seems to be something that I hear a lot of people say. Many people are talking about worrying. And my question to you, and hopefully when I get done here, you're going to understand why I'm going to say this. Why worry? First of all, I'm going to ask you, has it ever done any good in your life, worrying? How is it working out? I think you can agree that it doesn't really help anything. It only makes things worse in your life. It only brings chaos, confusion. Even your health can be affected by worrying. I believe it really is. So we're going to talk about that, and I want you to try to think about life in a little different way. Think about life as something, it's like a play. In other words, something that we should be playing. Instead of work, we should be playing life. Think about this. You see the little children? The children are always at play. They get up in the morning and the first thing they want to do is play. They go and maybe eat something. Sometimes you can't even get them to stop playing to come and eat. So what they have on their mind is play. Well, let me tell you something about these children playing all the time, which you were one at one time. You were one of these that I'm talking about. You were a child, and all you wanted to do was play. So I want to throw something at you to think about this. The great master said that you must become as a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. And that place that he was talking about when he said the kingdom of heaven is within. Think about that. It's within. In other words, he was never saying that it is a far-off place. It is not in some other universe. It is within you. The only thing that I can say is that I understand it. We've blocked it off. We block it off from ourselves. So he said, you must become as a child. In other words, we need to look at life a little more playful. Become as a child. Let's see what we can understand about what he was talking about being a child. Let's take music, for example. You ever notice in music some lyrics don't even make sense. They're even silly. Papa umao mao, Papa umao mao. You know, what is that? But don't we love it? Yeah, I know the first time I heard that song, I thought, this is insane when I first heard it. But it only took me 10, 15 seconds to realize what a great song that is. But, but think about how silly it really is in the beginning. Papa umao mao, what is that? But we love it, don't we? Don't we love it? Don't we feel good? Doesn't it make us feel good? And it's, a lot of the music, a lot of the lyrics and songs, I'm sure a lot of the lyrics you hear, some of them is a bunch of nonsense. The lyrics to songs, a lot of them are nonsense. But I know I've loved a lot of songs that I listen to the lyrics as nonsense, but I love the song. Makes me feel good. Love the music, of everything. A lot of nonsense. I think kids see life that way. A lot of it is a lot of nonsense. They're just playing. A lot of them don't take anything seriously. They're busy playing. Maybe we need to think about that. You ever hear jazz? You hear jazz? Some of the jazz, you think about it, is really a little bit of nonsense, but we love it. Beep bop ba doop bop boop 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 ba doop bop beep bop. You've heard that before, but we love it. That's playing. That's what a musician is doing. He's playing his music. And then the rest of us love it. It's about playing. Life is about playing. Take a comedian, for example. A comedian works on his art, works hard on his art. He gets up on that stage and performs his art, and he acts silly a lot of times. A lot of them will act very silly. You see James Carrey. Jim Carrey. Well, yeah, I saw his name a while back, and it said James, so that's what came into my mind. Jim Carrey. I'm sure you're all familiar with him. Comedian. Hilarious. I've seen him many of his movies, and he's just being silly as he can be. And there's a lot of comedians that they're just being silly as they can be, and they're just playing. And the rest of us love it. Think about what makes you feel that way. You just love it because they're playing. Because in reality, as the great master said, we must become as a child and see life that way. It should be a play. We should be playing with life. We shouldn't be fighting it. We shouldn't be struggling with it. The universe itself doesn't worry. The universe doesn't worry. It doesn't hurry. It's not in a big rush. It's not all stressed out. Nothing in the universe. The animals, the plants. I don't believe the animals and the plants are all stressed out in a hurry. I don't think a plant is in a big hurry to grow. Just look around you. Everything is just happening. It's just happening. It's just life playing itself out. Do you think the planets are in a big rush to circulate? They're not in a big rush. They're not in a hurry. They're not anxious. They just beautifully just circulate. And they've been going around and around and around forever, as far as we know. And it just happens playfully. They're not in any rush. They're not stressed. They're not any of that. And there isn't anything in the universe that is so rushed, so hurried, so stressed. So I ask you, why do you get all stressed? Why are you all worried about everything? Why are you trying to rush everywhere? Don't you think it's time maybe we need to slow down? Take a look at things in a little different way. Slow down. Get rid of all that worry. Get rid of all that stress. Wouldn't life be so much better if we could do that? Just so much better. Now, and sometimes, some strange things happens to us that we can't even understand. Some strange things, weird things can happen. We wonder, why are these things happening to me? Well, there's all kinds of weird things around you in the universe. And, I'll give you an example. Have you ever seen some of the weirdest looking animals? Some of the weirdest looking insects? And I know that I have, and you probably have too. I've sat and looked at some of these animals, these insects, these fish that are so weird, so strange looking that, I've asked myself, why did God make them so weird? Why are they made so weird? Why are they made so strange? But now I've come to the conclusion, well, I don't know. I don't know why they're so weird, why they're so strange. It's not, I guess it's not up to me to be trying to break my head, trying to analyze why these things are weird. Maybe I just have to learn to accept things when they're weird and learn to just move on. Strange things. There's some strange plants. There's some strange and weird plants. I know you've seen them, but you know what? That's just life. There's a lot of strange things and weird things that happen, but I don't know if we will ever know why they are there. Why did God do that? The creator of everything, the creator of the universe. Why would he do that? Well, maybe he's got a little comedian in himself. Maybe there's a little comedian in him. Maybe he just wants to make life more interesting for us. Who knows? But you know what I'm talking about. So when I have these strange things happening to me, I don't want to go get all worried and stressed and why is this happening to me? Oh, poor me. Why do these things happen to me? I don't do that anymore. That's not part of my life anymore. I got rid of that a long time ago. I just accept it as something's happening, and okay, then I go back into back within myself and begin to just relax, take it easy, begin to enjoy myself, begin to see that life again as just being playful. That's just part of the big play of life, You can't force your world to become what you want. You can't force it. And the more you try to force it, I think you've noticed, you've tried to force things, I think you've noticed you end up just fighting it. And then you begin to realize that it doesn't work. How long am I going to continue going fighting with the issues of my life, the conditions that are around me? Why am I fighting them? I had a whole lot to do with creating my conditions. I know that, like many of us, I was told, go to school, get an education, to that. But did I listen? Oh no! I thought I already knew everything. I don't need to go to school. What for? I already know everything. Those are the choices. Those are choices I made. I thought I knew everything. Well, I think there's a lot of us think we know everything already, but I think we realize as we get, the older we get, we realize, shoot, I guess I didn't really know so much. So the choices that I made didn't work for me. And so as we get older and we begin to struggle more and more, and we wonder, hey, maybe I got to start looking at life in a little different way, You can't, don't worry is my point. What are you worried about? Get within yourself. Let it go. Take time every day. Let it go. Be at peace. That's where your power lies. It's within yourself. You have access to a greater power that you don't even realize that you have with you. It is with you all the time. It will never leave you, but it's hard to get to it when you're worried and stressed about everything and you're in a rush. Sometimes you ever get on the freeway and you see the people driving like madmen, mad women, whatever it is, because I see both men and women driving like crazy on the freeway, and I think, wow, you know what? Had they just gotten up 10 minutes earlier, everything would be different. Get up 10 minutes earlier. Take your time, get to work. Get rid of all the stress. Get rid of all the rush. Get rid of all the hurry. I know there are many, many people out there doing that because all you got to do is get on the freeway. You can see it on the road. People honking at each other. People going. They're all stressed, worried. They're worried about getting to work late. Worried about things not going right. Worried about their finances. Worried about their children being well and being worry. Does it help anybody? Has it ever helped you? Has it done you any good? You can't change people. You can try all you want. You can try to make people what you would like them to be, but think about it. I thought about it like this. Am I such a great, fantastic person that I need to teach the whole world to be like me? No, I can't change the next person. The only person that I can change is me. That's the only person that I can change is me. And you will be amazed when you take time, go inside yourself, within yourself, every day, take time, calm down, let all these worries and these frustrations, let them go within yourself. Tap into this power that you have within you. Be quiet for a change. Be quiet within yourself and begin to look at things differently. Look at good things in your mind. Begin to see good things in your mind. Begin to see your life the way you would love to see it, not the way it is, the way you would love to have your life be. You would love to have peace in your home. I'm sure every one of us would love to be in a peaceful home where there's no arguing, fighting, and struggling. And all of us, I believe, would love to have that. We all have that in common. The only way that experience can be created, I know one thing, that it's when I change myself. Change yourself. Begin to become the person of peace. Become the person of joy. Be relaxed. Take it easy. Look the other way sometimes. When you think, look the other way. Calm down. Take a moment and try to see everyone in your home, everyone in your environment living peacefully. And then put yourself in the picture. Do that daily, and I can guarantee you that in time, that is what you're going to experience. You want peace? That's how you can get it. Peace. The creator of peace in your home is you. You are the one. Yes, you are the one. Did you ever see the movie The Matrix? Remember, he couldn't do anything really until he realized that he was the one. That's why I thought that was a fantastic movie. When he realized he was the one, look at all the things that he began to do. That's what I'm talking about with you. When you begin to realize that you are the one that can change everything in your life, you are the one that can begin to transform all the experiences in your life. When you realize that, you get rid of the worry, the stress, and stop trying to change everybody and everything around you. Stop trying to force things the way you want. And just learn to become the you that you were meant to be. And that's not always the you that we believe that we are. You know, if you've been experiencing negative things in your life, maybe you've thought that that's who you are, that that's your plight in life, that's what has to be your life. It's not. That is not who you are. You are that incredible person that has access to an incredible power that can do all things, become all things, have all the peace, all the joy, all the good in your life. You are the one. But you can't block yourself from the power that I'm talking about. The power that I'm talking about is within you, but like I said, many of us have just blocked it off. It's like blocking off the sun. You have all the access to the sun, but you can block it off. And I know that I did for many years. I just blocked it off because I didn't believe that it existed. When I began to realize and began to go within myself, be at peace, take time to be alone, because when I began to realize that the only life that I can live is the life that is inside my mind. That's the only life I can live. I can't live somebody else's life. I can't do that. I can only live the life that is inside my own mind. That's the only life that I have. And it's up to me to decide to change it. When I began to change it, when I began to realize all this, I began to change it. I began to experience some pretty incredible things now. A peaceful home, I wanted that. When I didn't have it, I wanted it. When I tried the old way of trying to change everybody around me, trying to tell everybody how to act, that didn't work. It only made things worse. But when I went inside myself and I said, I got to change myself, begin to change myself, things began to change. People began to change around me. I don't believe they changed. I changed and made circumstances a whole lot better, a whole lot more peaceful, a whole lot more joy, there's more love now. Love is the answer to everything. Don't go away. We'll be right back. We're going to go on a short break, and we're going to have a discussion right now after the break with my co-host and producer, Michael. Don't go away. He's got some more information for you. We all have more information for you, and we'll be right back.
All right, everybody, welcome back. That song is called Give Me Love, in parentheses, Give Me Peace on Earth by George Harrison. And we are talking about worrying today. Mm-hmm. And to start us off, I have a couple quotes for us here.
Where are they from?
This is from a website called goodreads.com. They have a lot of quotes. And this first one's the Dalai Lama.
Okay.
One of the Dalai Lamas, Dalai Lama the 14th.
Oh, okay.
If a problem is fixable, if a situation is such that you can do something about it, then there is no need to worry. If it is not fixable, then there is no help in worrying. There is no benefit in worrying whatsoever.
Exactly.
It's pretty good.
There are no benefits whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Then here's one by Mark Twain.
Okay.
It says, I'm an old man and have known a great many troubles, but most of them never happened.
Well, that's so true, isn't it? I mean, we create so many things to worry about, and they don't even happen. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, because since we're talking about worrying, when was the last time you were really worried, or when was the time when your worry was out of control?
Well, I can say my worrying was out of control was years back, was when I was worried because I didn't like my situation in life. I didn't like my job. I actually got to a point with my job where I couldn't stand it. I read blueprints on my job, and it got so bad that I couldn't even stand to open up the blueprints and look at them anymore. I couldn't stand getting on the freeway and going out there anymore. So I was really worried about my future. I was worried, what am I going to do? If I have to stay out here for another 10 years and do this, I was really worried. I thought, because what's going to happen now? If I can't stand to do this anymore, what's going to happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now? I'm probably going to shoot myself or something. So I was really worried about my future. That was one of the biggest worries that I've ever had. And I used to worry about people around me. I used to worry that things weren't going to go well for my people around me, my family and stuff. And I was worried that just things weren't happening the way I would like them to happen. I'm sure many of you experienced that. I was just worried about a lot of stuff. And but then when I began to understand that, like you said, when you read those quotes, it never fixed anything, never changed it, never helped anything. And I began to realize that I can't change all the circumstances around it. I can only do it by changing myself when I realized that.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of here's one article I have a couple articles from our favorite website, turns out, Psychology Today.
Okay, that's a good one.
This is from Graham C.L. Davey, Ph.D. Let's see. This is what he has a few lists of things. I'll just read the list, but there's one that I really like on here. And this is how to, 10 tips with associated useful links that you can try out to help you manage your worrying. And most of them are pretty simple. Problem solve, don't worry. Don't waste your time on what if questions. Mm-hmm. Don't kid yourself that worrying is always helpful, because it's not.
It's not.
Don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
And here's the one that I really liked. So learn to accept uncertainty. I like it because it's probably one of the harder ones.
Yeah.
Uncertainty is a fact of life. So try to accept that you will always have to live with and tolerate some uncertainty. Unexpected things happen, and accepting this in the long term will make your life easier and reduce your anxiety. So that was probably the one most interesting. Always try to lift your mood. I mean, this is a good one. Negative moods fuel worrying. Negative moods include anxiety, sadness, anger, guilt, shame, and even physical states such as tiredness and pain. Mm-hmm. If you must worry, then try not to do so when these negative mood states, because your worrying will be more difficult to control and more difficult to stop. If you find yourself worrying in a negative mood, immediately try to do something to lift your mood. I think that's probably true. It does make it just more difficult to get a handle on your own self.
Yeah.
And it says to manage the times you're worried. Now let's see. Don't lose sleep over it. Stay in the moment. That's another one we've talked about on this show. Is that spending most of your time worrying about things that might happen in the future means that you'll spend less time enjoying the present moment. Acknowledge the worries that enter your head, but don't engage them. Try to refocus on what you're doing in that moment. Watching a TV program, reading a book, playing with your children. Stay in the moment. We've talked about that, mindfulness.
Right, mindfulness. Okay, well, let's go in a little more into that of in the moment. If you begin to realize that, let's go back 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you were in the moment. 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. In other words, you are always in the moment at the moment. You understand that? When all through your life, you were in the moment at that moment. Okay? What you were doing at that moment, whether it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you were creating the experiences that you are living right now. By your choices that you were doing at the moment, when you were in that moment, you were creating the experiences that you are experiencing now. So if you can understand that, in the moment, and now I'm talking about this moment, right now, in this moment, what you choose to think about, the types of things that you choose to think about right now at this moment is going to be your future. So if you choose to worry, that's the type of future you're going to experience. If you choose to be stressed, you're going to experience more of it. Your future will be a world of worry and stress if you do it right now in the moment. So once you realize that, think about, what is it that I want to do in the moment? That's why I said earlier, take time every single day, go within yourself, throw all this worry and stuff out of your mind, go sit down, go in a nice place, relax, take it easy, and begin to see your future the way you would love to have it. In the moment, do that right now in the moment. So when you do it in the moment, that's the new future that you are going to experience. That's the way it works. That's the law of mind. That's the law of the universe. That is the law, period. Take advantage of the law. The law works perfectly. Just like electricity works perfectly, gravity works perfect, everything works perfectly. The planets circulate perfectly. Everything around you is working perfectly. The law that I'm telling you is that in the moment when I see my life in a beautiful way and I see everything around me in a beautiful way, the law goes to work and begins to create those experiences for me. I don't have to do it. I just see my life the way I want. In other words, I don't remember which famous artist it was. They asked him, how do you draw such beautiful, how do you make such beautiful paintings? And he said, first I dream my painting and then I paint it. So what he was doing was actually doing exactly what I'm trying to tell you. First he dreamed his painting. He dreamed his painting, and then he set out and started painting it. That's what I'm talking. Imagine what you could do. Imagine what you could do if you could see your life beautiful just the way you'd like it. Now you could begin to paint it. You will. That's the way it works.
Going back to this list, I skipped one, which
okay.
is another one that I wanted to read.
Okay.
That I think you'll agree with because we've talked about it on the show before. don't try to suppress unwanted worries. But what does that mean? When you start to worry, don't try and fight those thoughts. It is helpful to notice them rather than try to suppress them, because actively trying to suppress those thoughts simply makes them bounce back even more and more.
Right. The more you try to suppress anything, in other words,
You can't do it by pure force.
Right. You can't force anything to happen. You can't force it. I talked about that earlier. You can't force things. Anything, it's even in the scriptures. The great master said, resist not. So powerful, so true. Resist not. Because whatever it is that you are resisting, I don't care if it's whatever it is, any situation in your life, any negative thing that is happening to you, the more you resist it, the more you fight it, guess what? The more of it you create. Because that's what in other words, the thoughts are creative. Thoughts are things. Thoughts create something. You are always creating something. Always. You can't even stop creating something because you can't stop thinking. I don't know. Somebody told me that you can stop thinking. I don't know how. I don't even know how, and I don't even try because to me it seems impossible. We got a mind and it keeps going. But thoughts are creative. So if you're resisting, you create the types of thoughts that you resist. Simple as that.
Come back more and more.
They come back at you with a vengeance.
And that's exactly what modern psychology is talking about right now. When you give those thoughts energy, that's when they start to give more and more. You have to realize that some thoughts are irrational, and this is what cognitive behavioral therapy is teaching right now. And I have another article for when we come back.
Okay.
But they're teaching that you have to just let the thoughts come in and out, because a lot of them, you didn't put them there. They just came, and they don't make any sense. If you really think about them logically, they don't make any sense. But because there's emotions tied to it, you get locked onto something that bothers you. Mm-hmm. And then when you lock onto it, exactly what that was saying is that it just keeps on bouncing back. So you have to realize it's irrational, just let it go.
Right.
And cognitive behavioral therapy is all about replacing those with the ones you want.
The ones you want. Exactly. You know, I said there's weird things in this life. I talked about the animals. There's weird animals, weird plants, weird fish, weird lot of stuff. There's a lot of weird things. We don't have the answer. I don't know why I made it that way. So there's going to be weird, strange things happening. You don't know where they come from. I don't know where they come from, but I don't dwell on them. I just let them come. I just know those are things that just happen. It's just part of life. Just let it go. So, and we're going to let you go right now. We'll be right back. We do not change that channel. We'll be right back after a break, and we have some more discussion for you.
Sunrise doesn't last all morning. A cloudburst doesn't last all day. Seems my love is up and has left you with no warning. It's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away. Sunset doesn't last all evening. A mind can blow those clouds away. After all this, my love is up It's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away. All things must pass. None of life's strings can last. So I must be on my way. Face another day. Now the darkness only stays at night time. In the morning it will fade away. Daylight is good at arriving at the right time. It's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away. All things must pass. All things must pass away.
Welcome back, everybody. That song is called All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. Because all things must pass. It's so true.
And they will.
And we're back. We're talking about worrying. And I have another article from our favorite website. And it's called Turn Down Your Brain's Worry Center. And it is written by Susan Krauss Whitborn. And she's quoting here a neuroscientist named Joseph Ledoux.
Okay.
And he's telling us what is really happening to you when you worry. Mm-hmm. Okay. The emotional system Ledoux refers to is the limbic system, the set of structures deep within the brain that fires up in situations which have implication for our survival and well-being. When we are threatened, a little structure called the amygdala screams out in fear. When delight comes our way, or even the anticipation of delight, other structures in the limbic system shoots off large quantities of the neurotransmitter dopamine. The limbic system sends its stimulation up to the cortex, where these sensations inform our higher order mental structures. And it says why we worry why it's hard to stop worrying, or it can be. Connections from the emotional systems to the cognitive systems are stronger than connections from the cognitive systems to the emotional systems. It's technical, but basically our limbic system is sending us signals that we're in a time where we need to be focused, we need to be worried, we need to be stressed, which is an evolutionary need, Mm-hmm. As Ledoux points out, the interaction between the limbic system and the cortex is a two-way street. Your limbic system informs your cortex, but your cortex can also control your limbic system. You can override your limbic system's tendencies to let your emotions control your life, but it takes effort. You have to decide to be the one in charge of your emotions, or your emotions will take charge of you.
So great. I mean, it's just so, all the scientific turn. I'm glad the people are studying that part of it, the physical part of how all that works. We go into that, but we go more right direct to the point. What's happening to you? And I'm glad these scientists are doing that type of work. It helps us all out. Makes our point much better, much clearer.
And this is what I was talking about before the break, the cognitive behavioral therapy. The essence of cognitive therapy involves helping clients learn to change their emotions by changing their thoughts. Cognitive behavioral therapy goes one step further in prescribing a series of activities that clients undertake in order to ensure that they don't just think but also act differently. In neuroscience terms, cognitive behavioral therapy retrains the rational part of the cortex to take control over the rational emotions as of the limbic system.
Right. You know, I just to clarify a little more of what we are, what we're doing on this show, is that, you know, we're what our show is about is helping you to learn to take charge of your thoughts, your emotions, because you can. And science, you just read that to you, says that it can be done. But we're trying to go right to the point of having you take charge of your thoughts, create your experiences. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. I realized, I came to this conclusion a long time ago, that when I would be stressed or I'd be worried about something because I thought I had something to do. I got to do this. I got to do that. I know many of you experienced that. I got to get this done. I have to do this. Well, I just came to the conclusion that didn't ever help me. So what I did is I just sat down, relaxed, and said, I have nothing to do. When I came down to that conclusion, sat down and said, I have nothing to do at the moment, I took time to clear my mind, just clear my mind of all these things going on. And I took time to be within myself and begin to create what I said, this new experience in my life. I began to see my life the way I wanted. I didn't have anything to do. Everyone out there has time to do that, to say, I have nothing to do. So what I am going to do is create my future. I'm going to take 10, 15 minutes a day to create a new fantastic life for myself. And it's amazing what begins to happen when you take charge of your emotions, of all these things going on. It really is good.
Mm-hmm. And just if you want the cognitive behavioral therapy approach, which is really the same approach that you talk about all the time, it says to, look at your irrational beliefs where you feel like I must do that, I must do this, and find a more realistic thing that you could do, that which is talking about, don't be putting all this extra, worry on yourself that you don't need to. Right. And then here's the one that really sums it up. It says, counter your illogical thoughts with more clear-headed analysis. Much of this process involves substituting the negative ways people think with more neutral or positive thoughts. So replace your thoughts with good ones. Right. And then here's the build confidence in your self-control. According to the notion of self-efficacy, people can gain control over their problematic behaviors when they see themselves being able to exert that control. As you gain strength from good decisions, from conquering your worries or controlling your impulses, you gradually find that those impulses and fears dominate you less and less.
Exactly.
So you get better and better at it.
You just get better at it. You get better at anything that you practice. And before we close, I want to just give you some things to think about. And this is true for me, but it's also true for you. My entire life, the sun has gone up every day and has gone down every day. When I eat food, as long as I've been eating food, which is my entire life, just like you, the food is always digested. It's always turned into skin, hair, and it's always done what it's supposed to do. My body's always done what it's supposed to do. So the air that I breathe, I've been breathing it my entire life. My entire life. I've been taking in the air, breathing it out. Taking it in, breathing it out. So I ask you, why are you worrying about everything else? All these things in your life, they're just happening. They're going to happen. They're going to continue to happen. What's to worry about? That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the show. There's nothing to worry about. Go within yourself. Take charge of your thoughts. See your life as you want it, how you want it to be, not the way it is. Let the way it is go for a moment. Let it go for 10, 15 minutes, the way it is right now, and begin to see it the way you want it. Get in the habit of that daily. That's meditation. That's your creativity that you have. That's the access to this great power that I talk about every single week. We're talking about a great power that you have access to. The creative power of mind. The creative power that you have. The kingdom of heaven is within. Even though we've blocked it out, it is within you. Remember, become as a child. Doesn't mean to act childish. It is be like a child, playful. Let the things go and just learn to play with life.
I think that's a good place to wrap up our show for today. What do you think we have? What do you want to talk about next week? Do you have anything?
Well, I just had something thrown at me, so I will. It was thrown at me. Let's talk about gratitude. So we're going to talk about gratitude. I'm sure you've heard some talks, but you might hear something a little different from us next week. We're going to talk about gratitude. And before we leave, Michael's going to give you some of this information for you, but I want to make sure that you go into the davidpaulmusic.com, and I guarantee you're going to have a fantastic night of entertainment. And one day we will meet there. I guarantee you one day we will meet there. So do that. Check out the calendar.
There's
see
the
where
music.
they're going to be. There's the music. That's the David Paul Band.
And as always, we have posted everything that we talked about, those 2 articles, on the Facebook page. So go and look at them there. Go read the full article, because I didn't read them all. And there's a lot of good stuff in there. And you can do that by going to facebook.com/truthonthlyshow. And also you can email us at truthonthlyshow@gmail.com. And we will catch you next week.
See you next week, 10:50 a.m., KCAA Radio, 11 a.m. every Sunday. We're here for you every Sunday. Okay, so it's been a great day, and we'll see you again next week. We're here again one more time.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 a.m. The station that leaves no listener behind.
This is your NBC Sports Radio update.
The quest for the Larry O'Brien Trophy continues tonight at 8 Eastern. I'm Pete Fox. It's Game 5 of the NBA Finals in Oakland at Oracle Arena. LeBron James.
Well, I'm in a spot where I have to be very productive, and that's just a spot I've always been in. All I care about is how I can produce for our team, and if that's going out and trying to put up 40, or if it's putting up 35 shot attempts, if we can win by me taking 22 shots as well, then you just play the game and